Okay, and how would you describe turning it into a good experience? Are you masking it or bringing certain subtleties out of it? Like you're not trying to hide the tequila around,
No,
right? Okay.
no. In terms of a cocktail, the main goal should always be to let the base spirit shine.
Ah, okay. Okay.
You're simply highlighting the flavors
Okay.
of that automatically come from the spirit itself.
Welcome, guys, to another episode of Consciously Curious, where we try to break down those that are thriving in their passion. On today's episode, we have David Leon, a local Chicago bartender. We are here at Leviathan. He's also a sponsor, a brand ambassador for, remind me?
Oni's Rum.
Oni's Rum, right? Are they in Chicago as well?
They're actually relatively new.
Okay.
They're based out of New York.
New York. And
Yeah.
how'd they come across? How'd your paths come across?
Pretty much, I saw that they were looking for a brand ambassador. I applied for the position.
Okay.
And they liked what I was doing in the industry, so they brought me on.
Okay. All right. So we're at Leviathan. I've never been here. It looks pretty cool to be here.
Yeah, it's definitely a fun space.
Okay.
It's a lot of fun working here too.
How long have you been in the bartending industry?
Bartending, 10 years.
10 years.
10 years.
Time flies.
Yep. Luckily, I started in Florida, so I was able to start a little bit earlier.
Okay.
Since you only had to be 18 to serve alcohol.
Really?
So I was able to get at least some experience that way.
Okay.
So-
For someone that is interested in it but doesn't have any experience, like how would they go about that?
Well, out of my journey, I did start off going to bartending school.
Okay.
Paid the high amount of money and didn't end up being too worth it.
Oh, okay.
There are schools, however, out there and things available. Just really have to dig.
Mm-hmm.
Bar Smarts is something really pertaining to the knowledge side.
Is that something that you can pick up through experience, or?
Bar Smarts is actually an online course.
Okay. Okay.
And the price point on that is much lower.
Okay.
You get so much knowledge on it. It pertains to different spirits, the processes the process that it takes to make all of them.
Yeah.
And really gets nice nitty and gritty.
Okay.
But in terms of the physical side, the
Right.
best thing is physical experience. But they do have courses out there now that you can go out there. They'll teach you the true fundamentals.
Right.
But in terms of just knowing how each individual bar is going to be ran and how to make things go smoothly, I think that definitely comes with experience.
Experience, yeah. Do jobs look for certain things? Like, do they put more weight towards school or towards experience?
Definitely towards experience.
I would guess so if I
Definitely
had
towards
to.
experience.
Okay.
The longer if you work somewhere or have been in the business, then they definitely gravitate towards that.
Sure.
So,
So what is it? And I had to look this up, but the art of mixology, or being called a mixologist, is it kind of pretentious to call yourself a mixologist?
I personally always like to call myself a bartender.
Okay.
I don't mind being called a mixologist,
Okay.
but as terms of the title I give myself is bartender.
Yeah.
You
It
know,
just seems humble of you, modest of you.
Yeah,
Like you probably practice the art of mixology.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, I'm a bartender whose goal is to pretty much be a host. We're like, welcome to my bar. I treat it like my house.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Welcome. Somebody comes to your home. You give them some water. You give them a drink.
Right.
Maybe chat with them if you're not busy being a party host. Sometimes when you're hosting a party at your home, you're being the social butterfly. You're going
For sure,
around,
it's
talking
tough,
here,
yeah.
making sure things are clean and things of that nature. I feel if you compare the two, bartending is just like that.
Okay.
Welcome to my home.
Yeah.
Here's some water. Here's a drink. You hungry? I'll get you some food. Sometimes we have snacks. So
That's such a great analogy, because some bartenders are maybe not as attentive, and then on the other end of the spectrum, maybe they're too pushy, or maybe like try to upsell you on some things on the menu.
I do think a lot of that comes from the atmosphere and some of the guests that come in. Some of them usually goes towards the later in the evening, so anywhere that's after midnight. The late night bartenders are just going to want to be quick. Wait, what can I get you? There's a bunch of people. Everyone's trying to party. It's later than night. It's loud. If it's slower, definitely they'll definitely talk to you.
Take care of you, yeah.
They'll take care of you like that. But if it's most of the time after midnight, it's going to be busy everywhere in the city. So it's just more like, hey, what can I get you?
Okay.
Hope you're having a good time. Some don't even have time to say that.
Right.
Hey, what can I get you?
Right.
And leave it at that. I mean, I've been in that atmosphere before as well. Just came out of working.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was working late nights, get home when the sun is coming up. Had to get out of that. So.
Is that more of a sports bar type feel, or club? Maybe even a club.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Sports bars, clubs.
Okay.
Things of that nature.
Yeah.
That's usually definitely where you'll see
and
bartenders
both can
get out
be
late.
equally as lucrative.
Yeah,
I would say
absolutely.
so. It's just like your mindset, or where you are in life. Are you able to stay up that late and things like that, or
Yeah.
or maybe this it takes a little more. I don't want to say mental aptitude, but some more creativity, I guess, and more care into each drink than maybe pouring some beer. I'm not.
Yeah. Well,
sure.
I meet some bartenders who even have been on the craft side of things, but sometimes they just want to go and just work at a beer and a shop place, or want to actually work those late nights on the night outside. But I do see it definitely takes a toll on you.
Yeah.
I think not just physically but mentally as well.
Okay. Yeah.
Getting out late night, long hours. At times, not really being able to get some food. If you are, you're scarfing it down in the back really quick, or just not eating at all.
Yeah.
And to get through that shift, at times you just need a shot or something of that nature, just to be able to push through. And that's definitely what the late night bartenders have to go through on a regular basis, and so it does become hard.
Yeah.
There is more awareness towards it now, but
just burnout, or just not being compensated enough, or maybe do you see a lot of bartenders pick up multiple jobs to hold things down?
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. So there's some people out there now. They may have been bartenders, or maybe they are bartenders, but I do know that they are fighting Illinois to bring up the wage, the hourly wage. So it's when you do rely on tips, it's not always as lucrative. At times it is, at times it isn't. So just by bringing up the wage, I think would help a lot of bartenders maybe not need to work multiple jobs. Some actually enjoy working multiple jobs.
Okay.
Different
Variety.
atmosphere.
Yeah.
Switching it up on them. I can definitely attest to that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Something completely outside of the industry?
Yeah. I do know some people who don't bartend. They'll just do a day job and then come and work at a place on the weekends.
That's awesome.
It's because they had that experience to back it up. Or sometimes they'll pick up shifts if somebody needs help. They keep things open in that manner. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If someone wanted to get into the craft cocktail industry, how likely is it doing that without any bartending experience? Or maybe can they walk in and get a barback position in a craft cocktail location?
I'd say absolutely.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and if you have some way, shape, or form have a bit of hands-on work or something that'll just show
that you
have
care.
Good work ethic.
Work ethic, yeah.
Yeah, that you have good work ethic, and then just slay it during your interview.
Be a sponge and learn everything. Yeah.
And yeah, absolutely.
Right.
And then definitely be a sponge. Everything. Ask questions. Don't hold back. You have any questions at all, and just be transparent.
Yeah.
Because coming into the industry, it could be hard at first for most, and it's a lot of pressure coming into it, and just letting them know, hey, this is not how I'm used to things. Would you mind talking to me like this, or is there a better way I can do this? And just being transparent in that way there's no miscommunication.
Yeah. Open to constructive criticism.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. And then the other person is just going to, the bartender or manager is just going to appreciate that.
Okay.
So that'll anybody who does first getting into position, I think that's a great thing to start doing. And yeah, ask a bartender, hey, how do I hold a bottle? Because sometimes it's literally just about pouring.
Okay.
Like how to pour.
Oh,
Like the nervous pour when you're going.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely a good thing to do. And if anybody wanted to get into the mixology side of things, or even just bartending, know the community. You know, figure out the bartending community. The United States Bartenders Guild is a great way to get to know local bartenders.
Okay.
You know,
Is this like a paid membership thing, or yeah? Okay.
pay once a year.
Okay.
It's about
And you don't have to be
$130.
a bartender, or
I believe you usually do, or just be somewhere associated in the industry.
Okay.
Even a server.
Sure. Okay.
But if you during your application and going to the membership, just let them know, hey, I'm really interested in getting to the business. I wanted to see if this would be a way for me to grow.
Just applying for it shows interest.
Yeah,
I would say.
and they're great people. They're not going to shoot you down.
Okay.
So as long as you're showing the interest, they'll let you in. You try it out for the year. You don't like it, then you don't have to pay again.
Sure.
But it does open up a lot of doors. You meet some really good people.
Cool.
So United States Bartenders Guild is great for anybody.
Thank you.
who
Okay.
wants to get in.
Cool.
Yeah.
And you mentioned bartending competitions. How many have you done?
I think 3, maybe 4.
Okay. On average, how often are they held?
Every year.
And all over the country,
several.
right?
Mhm.
Or all over the world, maybe.
Correct.
Okay.
There's right now, I think 4 or 5 open applications.
Oh wow.
Where they're slowly closing as another one opens up.
Okay.
So there's Mount Gay Rum. There's Mary Brizard, which is a famous liqueur from France. There's Gentleman Jack. So there's several opening and closing, and you get in there, then you get to experience something of a lifetime. So
Yeah.
it's definitely a good time.
Are there some competitions that are more heavily weighted than others? Like, are there some that you would use, like, I have to be at this one rather than another one? Or?
There's a few out there that are huge.
Okay.
I'd definitely say Bacardi Legacy.
Okay.
That one is huge. When Bacardi's such a huge brand. There's Patron Perfectionist. And there's also another one hosted by the Bartenders Guild as well, and Diageo. It's hosted through Diageo, which they sell Kettle One, Tanqueray, Don Julio, all those lovely spirits. So they those are probably the 3 biggest ones, I think.
Sure.
Absolutely huge. If you're traveling, your name is getting added.
Wow.
Yeah, it's huge experience.
When you go there, do you have the mindset to win or just to network with other like-minded individuals?
A bit of both, but when you actually go to perform, there is no losing, because you're meeting so many people, you're having such a good time, it just the connections stay.
Okay.
You receive more connections if you do win, but if you don't, you're still not losing. So it's a great time.
Right.
There's another one coming up, Copper and Kings. That's the next one I'm going to be a part of. In June.
Is that in Chicago or somewhere else?
Really? It's in Chicago.
Where's it usually?
June
Like
10th.
Rosemont or McCormick or?
I think it depends on. They usually work with different venues. Like, do you mind if we use your bar to actually host, because we have to go back there and have a good time. June 10th, I believe it's going to be at Bernie's.
Okay.
Right here in River North. So.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Cool,
it's going to be cool.
And are there different like competitions within the venue? So things like, is there like a speed round or like, what are the different types of competitions?
Oh yeah, that's a fun one. It usually depends on on the competition itself.
Yeah.
Some of them are just you performing, creating your cocktail for judges.
Yeah.
Judges taste your cocktail, rate your performance, your presentation, things of that nature.
It's so interesting that all that is weighted just as heavily as maybe the actual taste of it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You get points for it. The taste is only usually 10 points,
Okay.
maybe 15.
Oh my God.
So then the presentation is also like another 5 or 10, and
Sure,
then just
sure.
goes on from there.
Okay.
So yeah, you really have to do it hard. There's one called Speed Rack. That one is fantastic competition.
Okay.
It's all ladies competition, all female competition.
Okay.
And it is called Speed Rack, but it's not just speed. They go into so many different rounds, different layers of things, and it's cool because all their proceeds actually go to help
Like female bartenders or...
help female bartenders and fight breast cancer.
Oh, that's amazing.
So,
That's
yeah.
amazing. The first time I ever had a craft cocktail, I was blown away by how expensive it was. But then again, I realized, like, I'm watching the bartender make it, and I'm like, there's a lot of art that goes into it. And like you said, I mean, if they have the ability to translate what they're doing into words and, like, tell me, like, because I probably don't even understand 90% of the ingredients that go into a cocktail. But if you're trying to break down, like, this liqueur adds this type of flavor or this type of smell or whatever, and help me understand it, I think the customer would have greater buy-in into it. Everyone wants to have that sense of, I made a post about this just now, of belonging, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost intimidating coming into a craft cocktail place not knowing what to order, and you having the ability to break down, like, what kind of base, spirit do you usually go with, and let me work from there, or what kind of taste. Are you more like floral or fruity? Like, what are you feeling right now? Mm-hmm. And the ability to translate that into an actual cocktail is awesome.
It's a lot of fun as well. Like,
Yeah.
It's a term for it, dealer's choice.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And there's actually something pretty cool I want to purchase. It's off of Mover and Shaker, great website, really fun industry style pins.
Okay.
That you can buy. And they just made something called Dealer's Dice. So it's literally a dealer's choice put into a few dice that you can have the guests roll. So I want to bring those with me, start carrying them behind the bar. And, well, you're not sure what you like? We'll leave it to fate.
Yeah.
And it basically does just that. It tells you citrusy, fruity, vodka.
Oh, that's really cool.
And I have to create something based off of what the dice say.
That's amazing.
That's going to be a lot of fun to bring into the bar.
That's amazing. Would you say that's probably the most fulfilling aspect of the job, is connecting a service and a product to the customer that they didn't even know they wanted?
Yes. Or getting a guest that says, "Oh, I don't like rum." I'm a rum or agave nerd. So,
Okay.
Love everything rum and agave.
Yeah.
I can talk about the processes for so long and how much I love it. But hearing a guest that does not like rum or tequila or anything of that nature.
Like, give me one chance. One opportunity.
Let me change your mind.
Oh, man.
Let me change your mind. I know I can. It's just some people have a bad experience with it, and then they just need a good one.
Okay.
You have a good experience.
Okay. And how would you describe turning it into a good experience? Are you masking it or bringing certain subtleties out of it? Like, you're not trying to hide the tequila or rum,
No.
right? Okay.
No. In terms of a cocktail, the main goal should always be to let the base spirit shine.
Ah, okay.
You're simply highlighting the flavors
I love that.
of that automatically come from the spirit itself. So this spirit, I get a bit more earthy and citrusy notes. So let me put something into the cocktail that's going to help that shine.
So,
but
that being said,
delicious.
the quality of the spirit does matter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's amazing.
Absolutely. And there are tons of beautiful spirits out there.
Okay.
But sometimes because everyone wants to make money in the mass production of everything, there are some that some people are just trying to rush. They're like processes. Even in the agave world, right now there's a few companies, not going to say names, that actually use chemicals to basically wash their fiber so the agave fiber, to get all that juice, because it's faster and you get more juice out of it.
Okay.
But now you're taking away from the beautiful process of making tequila, and you're putting chemicals into it.
I hear ya.
So because people want to make money quicker, you have processes like that sometimes.
Do you have a top 3 like agave companies that you rock with?
Ooh, that's hard.
Ooh, not just 3, huh?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Good for you.
There's so many. There's so many agaves. I would say rums, I could say, but also my opinion is a little biased because I'm automatically going to say Don Q since it's Puerto Rican rum.
Okay.
And it is rum that also comes from the province in Puerto Rico. Comes from Ponce, which is where my family is from.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So
that's awesome.
It's almost like a piece of home in a glass with each sip. But yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Okay.
Just rocking and doing things like that. And if anybody is interested in getting into it, then I'm open to questions or anything.
Yeah.
Maybe putting them in the right direction. I've had a friend already ask me, and
awesome.
I'm showing her things here and there. She's going to come here, and we're going to talk. So it's going to be
That's
good.
amazing. Well, the world needs more mentors.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
Scrolling through, just a quick scroll down your feed, tons of beautiful drinks.
Thank you.
Right. And one of them was dedicated to like Mother's Day, to Mom. Where else do you find inspiration for some of your drinks?
I try to focus on memories or times that happen in my life.
Okay.
Travel, but mostly history. I love history.
So that's really cool.
Times in history were great. I have one I'm going to post soon for Italicus. That one I'm basing. You have to base it off of an artist. I chose an artist from the 1800s. He was a Puerto Rican artist, Francisco Oler.
And you're submitting it to who?
It's for a cocktail competition for Italicus.
And that's called Italicus? Oh, okay. Wow.
It was like the first Amaro.
And what's the prize? Is it showcased? Is it going to be placed on a menu somewhere? What
Some of
happens?
them actually do have menu placements literally further online on the internet. There's one for Ilegal Mezcal. There's a competition that just popped up. And if you win, you get to go over there to Oaxaca, see how it's made. You get a menu. Your cocktail goes on their online menu. But that being said, it also has to be simplified, because if it's going on their online menu, they want people to try making it at home.
Oh.
So it has to be made with things that everybody can buy.
Can't be too esoteric. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Cool. So if someone were to try to like learn the craft, maybe not going through school, is there like a startup kit to like on Amazon or something like that they can get and like just start, or just buying like tons of liquor and spirits and just like start experimenting?
There's a few really good books out
Okay.
there that'll definitely help you. In terms of the mixology side, there's a flavor Bible. You can't go wrong with that. It's great with trying to figure out how to pair certain flavors.
Yeah.
But as for the straight bartending side, I can't remember the names at the top of my head, but I know that there's a few books. You just really have to dig in, and you can find them on Amazon, actually.
Okay.
And you can find a little starter kit, but also YouTube. YouTube is there's almost no reason for schooling anymore because of it.
No. I watched Sky John before he became Tipsy Bartender.
Yeah.
Oh man, so that takes me back. But so like I guess practice is what it is, right?
Yeah.
So reading these books and then like experiment. It's like a cookbook, right? Just experimenting with these different cocktails and trying to tease out the subtleties of that base spirit.
Yep. And if you can recreate a bar, have a bartender friend help you recreate a bar at home for you to practice at, even
to make
better.
it as realistic as possible. Okay.
So you can practice speeds and you can learn.
Okay.
You can learn that way. It's just once you learn that way, taking that and applying it somewhere, or even being given the chance to, because
Okay.
a lot of places do want experience.
Yeah.
But working from the bottom up, I think, is important. Not just jumping straight into the bartender position.
Right.
There's some things that you can only learn as a barback.
Are there other things besides barbacks?
There's just bussers, barbacks, and pouring bar back. If anything, some
Okay.
bar backs can actually make.
So maybe when the
drinks.
bartender calls in sick, like, hey, you're up, you're on deck. Is that kind of how it works?
Some
if they
people
trust you enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some people enjoy being servers but have bartended before.
Okay. Okay.
So that's always a good thing. Like, hey, David's sick. Can you cover? Yeah, I'll come cover the bar.
Okay.
So.
Damn. Where else do you think you'd see yourself? Do you want to like make the tequila one day, or do you want to be a GM one day? What do you think? Like, I'm sure that like the world is your freaking oyster like, with this, because like you've probably met tons of cool people like in the industry and outside of the industry that just love cocktails, and then you get to know them like on that level, and they find out who you are, and you're like, what do you want to do with your life, David?
I would only want to be a GM if I can get something out of like experience. I would just do it for the experience of doing it. I've been a bar manager already.
Like experience of like meeting people, or like being able to bring a certain service and product to people, or because you're kind of doing that, right? But just on a different scale, I guess, right? Is that what you're talking about?
Like a GM, if I were to be a GM, it would be a lot less bartending. It wouldn't be any, to be honest.
Right, right.
Unless I really had to jump back there. I mean, I'm a huge hands-on person, so if I have to wash some dishes, I'll wash some dishes.
Yeah.
Okay. Exactly. So I'd only want it for the experience side of things, just because I'm curious, and I also want to learn that for when I do open my own bar in the future.
For sure. Okay.
I've been thinking about doing a bitters company as well in the future, and writing a book.
Nice.
The book would be based around, I want to go into the history side of bartending first, and then go into bartending.
Okay.
Basically bartending 101, if you will.
Yeah.
But you can buy this book, and it would just teach you everything you need to know. Hold the spoon like this. Try swirling like this. Make sure you close like this. Shake in this way because of this. Just going into detail and pretty much teaching somebody how to bartend.
And I'm sure there are so many bartending 101 books. Why do you think you'll be a little better?
I want to go into detail, like just take physical pictures of a well set up bar. Maybe get behind the stick, set up the well, take pictures just all set up, and explain why this is here, why that is there. If you're left-handed, this is good for you. If you're right-handed, try this out.
Yeah, subtleties. Okay.
So just trying to get into every detail.
I just love how you didn't make an excuse for yourself. How like, oh, it's been done. Why should I even bother making a 101 book?
Yeah, I mean, why not give it a shot?
Exactly.
And going into into those 101 books and just seeing what they missed, and just make sure it's in mind.
Okay. You mentioned being a bar manager, or bar, is that what it's called, the title, or bartending manager?
Yeah, bar manager.
Bar manager?
Bar manager.
What is
beverage
that?
Director.
Beverage director. So what, are you actually behind the bar, or are you in charge of like choosing which drinks are on the menu? Or?
Some do not want you to be behind the stick at all when you're their bar manager, unfortunately. I think it is important to be behind the stick at least
so you don't forget
once a week. Yeah. And it gives you an idea of how the bar is running as the bar manager. Oh, maybe I can change this. Maybe I should change that. I'd probably say a weekday and a weekend if you were to be a bar manager, at least 2 days a week.
Okay.
A slow day and a busy day. That way you can see how everything's running.
Right.
See if there's anything you got to change. Keep a book in your back pocket. Write it down. And then when you have your admin days, just go down to your list.
Okay.
Okay, what can I change though? I got to wait on this. Got to do that. And just making sure your program is running fluid.
Yeah.
Are
you the current manager here, or?
No, just it's just me and my buddy Josh that run up here. I can kind of say I'm the lead.
Okay.
But he works a lot more than I do up here since I work other places.
Sure.
But it's definitely our bar. you
Okay,
know?
that's so cool.
Yeah, and we literally call each other roommates because of that.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, we're
second
not
home,
roommates,
yeah.
but we share.
For sure.
We share
Yeah.
this apartment.
And you got to keep it organized and all that. For sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah.
So how much creativity do you have right now at Leviathan? Like, are some of your drinks like ever shot down? Like, David, that's too out there, bro.
I try to again make sure it's able to be fluid. I can't do too many ingredients. Don't want anything too crazy. I want to make sure it actually fits the theme. But
So no tiki.
Yeah, well, actually one tiki.
Oh, is there one
There's
tiki? Okay, all right.
Just one. And the theme here is almost like a sea monster-esque theme.
Oh, is it okay? Okay.
So,
it is Leviathan. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. And something my buddy Josh thought of. Why don't we do a adventurous, being the crazy stuff, and then approachable.
Okay.
So something that it would go more towards like a riff on a paloma, because it's more.
That is
It's
approachable.
more subtle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone knows a paloma.
Yeah.
People like palomas. One is going to be towards a mojito. People have heard of a mojito. They're going to go towards a mojito automatically. But then if they want to try something more adventurous, here's this list.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I think it'll go well.
Yeah. Are there some big no-nos for bartenders? Like things that you've noticed over the years, like that, like, oh, I wouldn't have. Why'd you do that?
Inside of a cocktail.
Etiquette in a cocktail, and like I guess behind the bar.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
Or maybe things that you did before that you learned from, you know?
Yeah. Oh, there's definitely that.
Right.
I've seen some bartenders will take the soda gun, or even I did it once, to rinse out your hands really quick. Spray on your hands, let it hit the floor, and then shake their hands. But that can get into the ice. That can get on bar. So then they'll just rump back, because sometimes our hands get sticky from touching certain things. So we're just trying to get that goo off. But just go to the sink and do it.
For sure.
You know, and when I was working in Florida, that was something I did. It's hot outside.
Yeah.
You know, just want to get the stickiness off. Maybe put some water on the back of my neck.
Right.
But keep it clean. Just
Right.
gotta keep it clean.
Right. Going back to the cocktail creations you've come up with, it just seems like it's actually a little more out there than the cocktails I've had, a little more craftier. And it looks like you're incorporating not just taste, but smell and the visual as well. And I'm sure like that's, I guess, what maybe I just didn't pick up on it when I was drinking the cocktails, but I did notice it from your feed. Is that the intention? To create an experience?
Absolutely.
Right?
When somebody has a cocktail, they're almost trying to get away. You know, they're trying to. That's why people love tiki bars so much. I mean, the cocktails are fantastic. They're out there, and then the atmosphere. The atmosphere is just totally different. You feel like you're not in Chicago anymore.
Oh wow.
You're giving people a full-on experience, and I think it's the same with a cocktail. And you do want something that also touches the senses. You know, nose, taste, your visuals, just tingling each and every one of them.
Yeah.
To give them a full-on experience.
What about are there certain drinks that evolve over time as it sits on the counter? Maybe a play with ice or something like that? Or
Yep.
the different types of ice that you can use?
Yep. We Algae upstairs actually has flavored ice, so as it melts, like cucumber ice, and eventually as it melts, it just.
What about coffee ice?
Coffee ice would be delicious. Maybe you can even do a half and half situation.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, now we're opening doors. But yeah, there's even some that sit into a pool. They'll hold a pool of alcohol, almost like a floater. And as the cocktail melts, it just seeps into the cocktail
opens
more,
it up?
opens it up even more. Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
It's all just playing around.
Oh my goodness. What's the craziest drink you've made? Or maybe it doesn't have to be a crazy drink, but have you had an experience where maybe you weren't like blatantly staring at the customers, but you noticed them like, oh my god, like this is a great cocktail. And you like you see that they're having a great time, and it's like that was mine. That was mine.
It's happened to me once at when I was working at the Berkshire Room.
Okay.
They actually have the dealer's choice option on their menu.
Oh wow.
And there was one time I got a dealer's choice from a guest. They were to my right, and
Okay.
it's for the server.
Okay.
She brought it to the guest. I just totally winged it. Of course, dealer's choice, whatever at the top of my head, and whipped it up for them. They loved it. Ordered it for the rest of the evening, the same one, and were just constantly watching me make it and giving me the thumbs up the entire time. So that was
See,
a good feeling.
That's cool when they actually when they're appreciative, I guess.
Yeah.
But like it's just I kind of laugh when people come into a place like this and ask for a Bud Light.
Yeah.
It's like, really, dude? It's like
Yeah. Sometimes it bothers me. Well, it did. Getting just something I did realize as well is just people are just again trying to have an experience, trying to get away, and a lot of times they want to tie to something that they know, something that makes
like
them
I said,
comfortable.
maybe it's a little intimidating.
Yeah, or they just know what they want. Like sometimes you get home and like, man, I just want to go and watch my show. It's kind of like that. Man, I just want to sit down in the bar and have a Bud Light. So almost not trying to knock anybody down anymore, you know.
Right, yeah.
And sometimes intimidation. Yeah, and I've seen people go into tiki bars and just look at the menu.
Like, I don't know what to order.
And then get a vodka soda.
Okay.
Because it's too much for them personally.
And if there was more time, I know these like tiki bars can get like pretty crowded, but like maybe if there was more time, the bartender can actually pick their brain on like, well, what kind of caught your eye, and maybe I can change your mind about that vodka soda.
So some people, some bartenders, my buddy Aiden, John, they also work at 3 Dots and a Dash.
Right. Oh, cool.
And I've seen them pick the guests.
Good for them. Yeah.
Pick the guest brains a bit and just bring them in the right direction. They definitely know what they're doing. They're fantastic people.
Yeah. That's what it's all about. And then are there bartenders that worry about getting enough tips at the end of the day? Because if you're like that, if you're that authentic about it and you go above and beyond and try to provide as much value to the customer, I think the tips will just pay for it. It'll just naturally flow.
Yeah.
Are there any
really
that are in it just for the money, I guess?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, if they are, then again, those are the people. Those are the bartenders who are just trying to work the later shifts, work at sports bars or nightclubs, because that's just when you're working there, you're in it for the money.
Okay.
You're punching, you're just slinging drinks the whole time, and that's what you're there for. And the atmosphere is nightclub atmosphere. Everyone's just trying to get a drink and want to go to the dance floor right after, or just trying to get trashed. So it's pretty much dealing with that customer base. Sorry, guest base.
Yeah.
Guest, never customer. Behind a bar, at least. I learned that from my buddy Phil. If anytime he would catch me saying customer, he would stop whatever I'm saying and say, the what?
See, you didn't cut me off. You should have cut me off.
Oh, I had to tell you first.
That's such a good distinction, though. No, I like that. I really like that. Because customer, you're like money focused, and like guest experience focused.
Yeah, they're a guest in your home.
That's amazing. I like that.
I liked it a lot as well.
Forever, you've changed my perspective.
There's sometimes I hear guests talking about their professions, and they will say customer, but that works for their profession. When they deal with sales, that's a customer. That's definitely a customer.
But it's never wrong to treat someone like family.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Why not? We're all
in this.
We're all in this. We're all in this together. Recycle. Take care of the environment, please.
Yeah. So, man, I want to pick your brain on your process. Like, we've talked about some of the things that inspire you, but like, now how do you bring things together? The ingredients.
I always start off with the base spirit first.
Okay.
Smell it, taste it. If you're not trying to drink hardcore, spit it out.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing. Bartenders not trying to drink, but they have to taste the spirit. They have to taste what they're making, tasting it, and then just discarding it after into like a spit cup or whatever it may be. But yeah, usually I start off with the base spirit, and what's inspiring me. I go off my inspiration in the base spirit, go off the tasting notes in there, then I figure out how those tasting notes, how relative is it towards my inspiration. Are there any tasting notes in my inspiration that I can pair with the base spirit? And if there are, then I look into my citrus. What citrus and sweeteners do I need? And I usually like to use another spirit, something that's going to pair well with the base spirit, or one of the ingredients. It's all depending the.
So then, when you drink it, can you pick up on both spirits, or?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Okay.
Yep. You never mask the base spirit.
Yeah.
Only pair or enhance it.
Okay.
So
I know. I just realized that. Like, yeah, you never have, I guess, more than two. Right, for that reason. Okay, that makes sense.
Unless you're tiki.
Oh yeah.
Tiki or a punch drink.
Fish bowls, yeah.
Yep. Have a bunch of everything in there.
Yeah.
But there's a good saying for a punch bowl that just make sure it's balanced every time. And yeah, that's pretty much what I like to make sure when making my cocktails. That's I go off the base spirit as well as the inspiration to make something beautiful.
Okay. So that being said, you have to really become somewhat of a master of the different liqueurs and things at your disposal to tease out the subtleties of the base.
Yep. Pretty much knowing how your tools work.
And is that just you like tasting all these liqueurs like on their own?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Tasting each one, reading about it, so you know how to pair it.
Okay.
And then when I have to think of a spirit to put in with the base spirit, I can already pull one from the back from my mental library. Okay. Oh yeah, I remember this one tastes like this. That might go well with that. Let me give it a try.
Okay.
So.
So here at the bar, are there certain companies that approach you so you can carry their stuff on your shelf?
Oh yeah, that's pretty much the job of brand ambassadors, and there's sales reps for the companies. So it's usually the brand ambassadors usually work for this particular spirit itself, or they'll work for a company like they can be the Tenzing brand ambassador. Tenzing carries a bunch of spirits, and they are the brand ambassador for all of those spirits.
Oh wow!
So it all depends on if the companies that actually bring the booze to you, if they're working side by side with those said spirits.
Mm-hmm.
For example, being the brand ambassador for Oni's Rum, I also go out to the floor, but then there's Proximo, which carries Oni's Rum and basically brings it to them, ships it, but they don't have a brand ambassador for Proximo. But they have a brand ambassador for the singular rum. So it's just kind of I work together with Proximo to help bring the rum to bars. So after I get off tonight, that's what I'm going to be doing as well.
Oh, okay.
After I get off work, go to hit a few accounts, talk to them, see if they're ever interested in carrying the rum. If not, awesome. I understand.
Yeah.
Because I'm on that side as well.
Right,
so.
right.
But yeah, there's times where we definitely have reps come in, talk to us. Hey, have you heard about this product? Have you heard that? There's working.
Yeah.
Working.
And
owning their hustle.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. But you don't want to get like hustled. So like you'll never like take. I don't know if like checks or like money for it like unless you believed in the product.
Yeah. Exactly. Like
Okay.
with myself and Oni's Rum, I know it's a good product.
Okay.
It's I'm a rum nerd myself, so I like how it plays off with two different styles into one spirit. The founder of it, her name is Bridget Fertile. She is awesome. She fell in love with rum. She has a good story behind the rum, and she made a good product. So
Wow.
it's something that I can definitely stick by. Good person, good product, good story. Oni's rum.
Yeah,
So,
you think she'd be down for this?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah? Oh, my God.
She's in New York, but I don't see why not.
Does she ever come in?
Yeah. She comes into Chicago at times.
Oh, man, okay. All right, we'll have to catch her maybe. I would love, like, if a third person, if Aaliyah was here, shout out to Aaliyah for the intro, but,
Yeah.
like, it's so many creative juices just, like, bouncing back and forth. So to have, like, you guys, you and Oni's, like, I think that'd be pretty interesting.
That would be really interesting. We would talk a lot about rum.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Man, I don't think I have any other questions.
All right.
Is there, I mean, like, if you could do it all over again, is there anything you wish you knew?
Anything that I wish I knew
Yeah, about the industry.
prior?
Yeah.
Just how it works back and forth. How, like, all the in and outs. Almost literally having a mentor. As everything I know, I've researched myself, learned myself. I would ask questions.
Could have been expedited by a
I
mentor?
could have definitely had somebody right then and there, like, hey, what do you need help with? Or even ask me, like, hey, is there anything you feel like you want to learn, or anything you feel like you want to know, or just, definitely ask me and show me around.
Yeah.
I do have a few people who taught me awesome tricks. Just working next to them, I picked up on it.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely really good hands-on. I learned incredibly fast, but
Yeah, you've been in the industry for 10 years. Do you feel like you've been a master at somewhat?
yes, but also I'm a big martial arts I love martial arts, and one thing that is always said by masters is that there is no masters. You never stop learning. So there are truly no masters. There are only teachers.
Wow. Okay.
I heard that, and I like it because it tells me to never stop learning. If you feel like you're a master, then you almost plateau and you feel like you can't learn anything else.
Yeah.
You feel like you're almost too good.
And this is such an industry where you can, if you want to, always be learning.
Yeah. There's always going to be something new. There's always a new rum. There's always a new tequila. What do you know about it? So always checking this out, checking that out, and just being open with your brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
In the industry, like, it's not a competition. We have competition for that.
Yeah.
That's a
and
competition.
even then, it's friendly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's just all keep doing the slinging of the drinks together.
Yeah.
And be there for each other and in every aspect, physical, mental.
Right. Yeah.
Because there are definitely
like especially when
ways.
when you start noticing people getting burnt out.
Yeah, like, hey man, are you good?
Yeah.
Have you drinking water?
Yeah.
Have you stretched?
Exactly. Like within the industry, because of that, or because they might have the need to keep up, how prevalent is abusing drugs and alcohol outside of work?
Yeah, it's a thing, and
Man.
it's because when you're getting off work, you've been moving several hours. Yeah, you are burned out, but now you just need your escape, and your escape usually has to do with alcohol or drugs. It's around the time we're getting off. It's the easiest thing to get to grab. But a big thing to do now is to just not do it. Pick your days when you want to do it. Go home, stretch, take a shower, relax, and just get ready for the next day. I saw a post today. Make sure you drink a lot of water and get sunlight. You're basically a huge houseplant with a lot of emotions.
Yeah.
And we are houseplants with a lot of emotions that eventually dehydrate ourselves because of work, or literally dehydrate ourselves.
Yeah.
Also, on that note, little lemon and salt if you're ever super dehydrated.
Is anything in this?
Just water.
It tastes a little different.
Oh, I think it's cucumber.
I was like, it tastes a little
Cucumber
different.
water is actually fantastic for you as well. But yeah, just instead of going straight to that style of escape, go towards a more
Long term.
a long-term escape. Something, we can have our party days, absolutely, but just choose them wisely.
Nice. Yeah.
Go home, relax, maybe even think about what you want to do the next day, or connect with yourself.
Yeah. I mean, maybe you're not in this for the right reasons.
Yeah. And if you do notice that the industry is too much for you, get out.
It'll eat you up.
Yes, get out. Just admit it to yourself. Talk to your friends about it. Open up. It's nothing wrong with talking to people about it.
Especially what if you invested so much time and money into it, and you're so deep into it.
There are other avenues like brand ambassadorships, sales reps.
Okay.
Where it's more of a 9 to 5, and you're still in the industry, but you're not behind the stick.
For sure.
And you have your experience there, and you notice eventually it's starting to take some wear and tear on you. Get out of it. Look at the other options, and go into something that's more healthy for you.
Yeah.
It's all about your personal health in the end. Even because it's hard for us. It's hard for us to get a good meal.
Yeah.
Hard for us to eat right, work out.
Just keep a relationship.
Yeah.
Unless they're in the industry as well, but it's hard
Exactly.
to understand.
Exactly. I mean, I've tried it myself, and it's hard.
Yeah.
Let's definitely focusing on. I feel like we need to focus a lot more on our health and opening up and connecting with each other. Just realizing you're not in this alone. We're all doing this together. Just come up to one of us. Hey, would you mind if I talk to you for a second?
Yeah.
That's it. Just do it. If that little thought in your mind that tells you to not do it, do the opposite. just go for it. Just jump. And when you make the jump to open up, you're going to choose the right person, because you're obviously choosing to open up to that person for a reason.
Yeah.
And they're not going to shoot you down.
Yeah. Hopefully not.
Hopefully not. And if you do,
yeah. Right, guys. Come on.
But
that reminds. So that you talking about. I was reminded of your long-term goal of opening up a bar. What would your dream bar look like? What would the experience be like?
Tropical. There's a lot of debate right now with the difference between tropical and tiki.
Okay.
Tropical, if you will. Tiki is a collection of different flavors and styles that you can find from Pacific Islanders as well as Caribbean Islanders, and the list goes on. But
okay.
as for tropical, it's culture. It's locality. What is naturally growing on this island?
Oh wow.
Or on this island, or on that island? What is naturally growing on those islands, and bringing those juices and those herbs into a cocktail.
Okay.
To truly let that bloom, like the piña colada, for example, coming from Puerto Rico. It was created on the island. There's coconuts, there's citrus, there's rum, and creating a delicious cocktail. But simple, but now it's a cocktail that everybody knows.
Yeah.
And that is a tropical cocktail, not a tiki style, but a tropical. And I would want my bar to focus on that, focus on what each individual island is doing, almost giving them their experience of being on that island, like Barbados.
Yeah.
Barbados uses a lot of coconut water.
Yeah.
So most likely, I would be giving you a cocktail inside of a coconut glass. It's gonna have coconut water in it. Things of that nature. So, that's definitely something I want to focus on, making you feel like you're.
That's just a great
an
excuse
island.
to get out and travel and experience these cultures and then try to bring some of it back.
Oh, a great excuse. I have to hit up all the islands.
So is this gonna be in Chicago? You think?
No.
Is there a dream place you'd like to be?
I'm working on as well.
Okay.
Definitely not Chicago. I feel there's just a lot already, and it doesn't need another bar.
Okay.
tropical is not out here. there's tiki.
But see,
But-
most people don't know the difference, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's why I would like my bar to do that. But I also would like a little event space, use it as an event
Okay.
space, because I want to host complimentary workshops for people in the industry.
Yeah.
If you're a bartender, server, things of that nature, once a month, complimentary workshop. Today we're focusing on stretching, like stretching and eating right. Or next month we're doing salsa.
Yeah.
Because it's
Meditation.
tropical. Yeah.
Whatever, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Just focusing on
Oh, I love that.
focusing on yourself
Yeah.
a bit, like it's kind of because, like I said, we're always turning and burning. We're always moving, always doing this, always doing
It's
that.
okay to be still.
Yeah, let's give you a little bit of a personal experience, and it's free. It would be totally free. It would just be before we open our doors. That's it.
Right.
So,
So where? Where? Suburbs or another state?
Probably another state. Probably another state.
West Coast?
Not too far west coast.
Not too far.
No.
So what are you thinking? Colorado, Utah?
Maybe Colorado. I've been thinking Colorado.
Yeah.
I have to go visit first, though.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna go visit there, check it out,
Okay.
see how I like it, and
Why? So why are you already thinking that area if you've never been there?
yeah, I know. I hear tons of things. I hear tons of great things about it, and it is.
Maybe
it
there's
is
a
up and
need
coming.
for it?
And yeah, exactly. It's
Okay.
up and coming. It's growing, and I feel like it can use a little bit more diversity out there. So
For sure.
why not?
Yeah.
Why not bring it out there? But let me check out the space and
Yeah.
make sure I like.
I love the
like
concept
it
though.
first.
But in addition to the drinks and the event space, how else do you plan to immerse the guest in the experience? Like laying down pounds, like thousands of pounds of sand on the ground, like what?
I definitely would have like a little corner.
Yeah?
Little sand corner. People would probably want to go and take pictures in it.
Right,
But,
right. See, you're always thinking like
yeah.
one step ahead. Like, what's Instagram worthy?
Yeah, exactly. Because we are in an age of technology now.
Right.
And social media basis. Well, I try not to submerge myself too much in it, but that's why the competitions help, because I have to take a photo for the competitions anyways.
Mhm.
So let me just take an amazing photo that I can post on my Instagram as well.
Mhm.
And in terms of the experience, I'm almost thinking definitely like super tropical like I'm straight up thinking Puerto Rico, but I would like the doors to look almost like that iron that you would find,
Like a big door?
like a big iron door,
A solid door.
that, but then the outside would like look almost like a house in Puerto Rico.
Oh, that's cool.
You know?
Okay.
So, because there are houses in Puerto Rico still like that with those old iron doors,
Okay.
and they had to install a new door next to it because the old ones are rusted and,
Oh,
and
okay.
falling apart. But basically, from when the Spaniards were there. So
What do you think about the places that are hard to find? Maybe like Three Dots, right?
Yeah.
Or Velvet Room. Or is it Velvet Door or Velvet Room? I think it's
Violet Room?
Violet, yeah. That's one. Violet Hour.
Hour.
Violet Hour. Yeah.
They do it well. They make it easier to find. I know Three Dots started putting tiki torches, and they have lights in the alleyway now.
But I mean, before that,
yeah,
it's cool. Like you gotta go down this alley. You gotta go down an alley. What?
Yeah.
So, like there's an allure to that.
Mm-hmm.
To almost being jumped. I don't know. Like it's just
Yeah.
like it's something that not everyone knows,
Mhm.
and you're like you feel like you're part of something special.
Yeah, giving them that experience.
Yeah.
So that's why the door idea came from
Yeah.
my time in PR and when I was in Mexico. Because when I was in Mexico, there was this mezcal bar
Okay.
that literally was just a red door in someone's house, and go to the door. You're basically in their lower level. They live upstairs.
Okay.
And he has a bunch of mezcal on this back bar, and you can see right to the back. It's just like just all pavement in the back, like his backyard, and he's just like, "¿Cómo estás?" It was fun. It was fun.
So what if that door, before you get to that door, it's a coffee shop?
That'd be awesome.
That would be freaking dope.
My sister's a barista, so
Oh my goodness.
who knows? Maybe some family partnership there. My sister's a barista. My other sister's a pastry chef.
Oh, good. Oh, wow.
So yeah, we're just
In Chicago?
They actually both live in Florida.
Florida. Okay.
And
So you're from Florida.
Well, originally from here. Then
Oh.
me and my family moved so much.
Oh, okay.
Growing up.
Cool.
And eventually just went down south.
Yeah.
And they're out there. We all basically love flavor.
Yeah.
So just continue rolling with that.
Cool. And you say you're not too active on social media, which is ironic because that's how we kind of connected. But what has social media done for you? Have you has it more positive than negative, right?
Oh,
I would say.
yeah, absolutely.
It can be draining at times, but
Yeah.
But when you do use it to your benefit, like what are some of the things that have come out of it?
Great relationships with people, to be honest.
Okay.
And
Bouncing ideas around.
yeah, I met some really cool people on it. Still being in the loop
Yeah.
with what's going on in this in the industry, since you can follow the certain pages and things like that. Shows, and also like has been great for my resume. even my Instagram has.
that is our resume these days for sure.
So I give them my handle, and they love my content, so they're like, let's bring them in for an interview. So that's definitely helped, and I think it's just good because it gives you just that another outlet to really show, instead of just coming in like, hey, I bartended.
Yeah.
Well, it's now showing you this is what I've done as a bartender.
Right.
And so if anybody is trying to grow in any way too,
Yeah, that's a good
I'd say
good place to start.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, cool.
Definitely is.
Cool. I think that's really all I had this time. So, I mean, David, thank you so much for spending the time and coming on the show. You've welcomed me with open arms and treated me like family.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So, for those that were paying attention, stay curious. I will see you in the next episode.
See you then.